and I don't think it's in the morning. I think it's more like 1 o'clock. Anyway, I wanted to quickly do this video because, well, I've always wanted to do this video, and I can't because you have to basically be traveling to really get the video done, and I'm going to Florida for my birthday. My birthday. My birthday. But seriously. I bought the ticket a couple days ago. My birthday is, so today is Saturday. I don't know the date though right now. The 2nd, I think. And yes, the 2nd, because I leave Monday the 4th, and then my birthday is the Monday after, the 11th, and I leave Florida the 12th, which is a Tuesday, and I come back home. And anyway, I decided this is the time to do a supply bag packing, going out of the state type of thing, going on a flight. So I already pre-packed everything because I packed as soon as I bought my ticket days ago. I packed up my service or my supplies and then my regular bag. But I'm going to basically take everything out and show you how I did it. Now, because this is my first time, I now realize, okay, this is what I need to change. This is what I like about it. Things may change in general, like new supplies, less of supplies, etc. So let's get to it. So I have a carry-on. Now, I'll show you what's in here first, and then we'll talk about everything happening with, like, you know, going on the plane and stuff like that. So, for me, personally, I have my oxygen tank. I do have an extremely large size. I'm not really good at the sizes because they go by letters. But that stays in my room. And then I have a other travel size that's about 3 feet high. And then I have this one, which is about a foot high, maybe 16 inches high. So I haven't used this before, but it's mainly, I got it for travel, or if I need it, like going maybe even like 4 hours away and I'm staying the night at someone's house. So I have this already set for me so that if something happens with my cluster migraines, that's ready and available for me. So, and then of course I have this. Now I have about 10 of these because just in case I leave it out and my cats like to put chlors in there and then they're ruined. I keep them all separately in these bags because there's dust and my animals' fur and dander. So when I take it out, I don't have to get it cleaned out. I can just use it. So everything at all times is always in here, and the rest of them are behind me. But yeah, so I have one of these to be available to use for this here. All right, so it's funny because I think once I get everything taken out, I end up putting everything back in very differently. Okay, so here's my bag here. So I got these from Home Depot a while back, and I thought I was going to use them for like everyday use here at the house, but I don't. Well, no, I do use them, but just this, I think this is the reason why I originally got them. So they come with all these departments, and I'll open this so you can see. And so they're already named because, as you know, I have OCD. And it says caps, alcohol, 22 gauge and 24 gauge needles, a tourniquet, tape, etc. Now, because this is already set up for when I'm home, so when my nurse comes to my home on Mondays and or Tuesdays, basically I already have one item in each section. These are the things that are needed for my IV infusion. And so when she comes here, she basically comes into my room, whatever room, typically my bedroom, and she basically just grabs it, puts it on my bed where I've cleaned up, and she has everything there. She doesn't have to go searching through all of my supply stuff back here. So that's what this is for. But because I'm going out of town, I didn't want to take off the tape and then replace it with what I put in there. That's just too much work. I'm going to breathe through it. When I get home, I will take everything out and put what's supposed to be in those places. But for now, this is just how it's going to be. By the way, I am using my cell phone because I packed up my camera in my bag, and it's at the bottom, and I'm just not going to take it out. I'm not going to use the battery time because I want to use it for the flight, which something tells me I'm probably going to use my phone because that's going to be so heavy, and I'm going to have my wheelchair. But because I'm so used to looking, so on my regular camera, I look at the lens. It's natural to look at the lens, but here it's natural to look at yourself So I notice when I'm looking at myself, I kind of am looking this way, and the lens is actually right there, as you guys can see me. So I think it's natural that I'm looking at you guys now, but I see my face all right here. So I'm naturally just kind of look over, and my bad. All right, so I have my flushes here. I had to count for as many days plus extras. I have my scissor just in case, some gauze and what do you call these? Band-aids, which I normally only use when I take out the needle, which I'll do the day before I leave. Some white caps just in case, alcohol caps, tourniquet, and tape, and then more. So basically I have this closed, and I'm putting it right here in the corner. I have a second one. It's a little bit different stuff, same stuff. My Tegaderm, which I will use, I'm going to bring one with me just in case I need it. But I will have another one before I leave because I don't have my IV in because we want to save my veins. We actually took it out. I had my infusion done yesterday. What's today? Wait, no. Thursday, Friday, Saturday. I had a day before yesterday. I had Thursday. And because we keep it in the whole week, we're like, you know, you're going out of town. We don't want your vein to blow before you leave or during like your flight, and then you're screwed for the whole week. And I might have to go to the ER, and they may not let me get an infusion done there because I'm out of state. A whole mess. So we're just doing it. So I took it out immediately after. So anyway, so more flushes. I never use these. They go over your arm to keep for protection or when you're in the shower, but I brought one with me for maybe the flight. Gloves. I have a few in here. A lot of alcohol here and more tape. So that's what's in this one here. And ta-da. Now this ugly, hideous bag is for my oxygen tank, and I can basically like put this over my arm for travel. I actually don't use it. I would put it in my book bag, but I'm bringing it with just in case. But now that I think about it, I kind of don't want to. But I'm packing it anyway for the video since everything was kind of in its own place. So I basically am just stuffing it back here, or in here. And then I'm putting this here on top of it. I think that's how I had it. So just like this. And so then I have my sharps container. There's nothing in this. This is my travel. My actual sharps container is behind me. It's much larger. It's right there. And it's you know, there's product in there. So I'm just putting that there. My pills for the week, even though this is only Monday through Sunday, I still need one for, I'm there for 9 days, so 2 more days. I'm going to have to figure out what to do with the other medications. I need all this times 2 of them. So I will have to figure that out another time. So I'm going to put that on top there. 2 batteries because I'm doing 2 infusions while I was out of state. And then, hand sanitizer, of course. So that's just going to be in here. I did squish it so that it's actually closed, so you can't open it unless someone untwists it again. So that's just going to be right there. I have my my admin sets, so I have 2. I might bring a 3rd just in case, which I'm going to do right now, because you know, when you go out of town, it's when things all go bad. So that'll go right there. And then I have my mask. I have 1 mask here. I have another one that's going to, it's in my my book bag, which is not my book bag, my actual book bag, but it's the bag that I use in place of like a pocketbook or purse or whatever. I'm not very girly like that, so I keep a book bag. And so one is in there, so it's available when I go into the airport. And then my blue pads in case, for like when I do my infusions, I have a clean top, and in case I start bleeding, things like that. Which, okay, bleeding, that makes sense when I have my nurse, when she's actually administering the IV. I won't bleed, but it's just, I like to put it over my metal plate when I am doing everything. So that's gonna go right there. This. I'm putting right on top. Here I have another bag. Okay, so I have a lot of these bags, these plastic bags. I get them every week when I get my supplies for my infusion. So I save them and I always have use for them. So I mean, like, I have so many different sizes. This isn't one, obviously, this is a Ziploc, but I mean, I have a lot of them. It's crazy. Hi, you ready? So in this bag I have my 2B clips and then all my medications that deal with like basically allergy stuff, but they're not allergy medications. They're a little bit more intense. They're really for my mast cell. So I have my eye, my nose, actually a few of my eye stuff. So that's what's in here. And then because my Fitbit doesn't do blood pressure, I'm going to bring my blood pressure machine. I don't like this as much as the ones that like tighten around your upper arm, but it's more travels. So I like that. And of course the pump, I'm only putting this in here because when I come home, I will have to put this in my bag, but I actually will be using it when I leave because I leave Monday evening and my nurse will be here Monday, like early afternoon, to administer my infusion, and I'll actually be flying, being infused. So, yeah. But when I do come home, this will most likely just plop up right here. Alright, so I do 2 infusions a week. And so I have this, what do you call it? Lunchbox. And that's where my infusions are. Now, of course, I'm going to take these out and put them back in the fridge, but I wanted to show you how everything's going to be set up. So I do monthly injections of Emgality for my cluster headaches, and I get there on the 4th, and on the 6th I have to do this. So this actually comes in my box every month or every week when I get infusions, like supplies, so I saved it this week. So basically, I have 1 infusion right in here, just flat on the back, and then I'm putting this right above it, like that. Second one. Now, of course, if I needed more, it'd be different, but I always have 2. And then ice pack, and then Emgality, and then I'm going to close it up. And the bag is all zipped up. I have that extension, so it's perfect, but now this is just a little bit lower because it's pretty empty there, but things will guarantee shift. And this is my medical supplies. So, I know about TSA, and it's like $100 for 5 years, which is cheap, but it's really good for those who are traveling on a regular basis, which isn't me. Now, honestly, I'm at that point where my ticket to Florida was $85 round trip. I'm taking Spirit, which is like the worst airline because, you know, they're not really worse. I mean, it's small, unfortunately, and I'm gonna sneeze. Sorry. I contacted Spirit and I'm like, hey, this is the deal. How much does it cost for the bag? Now, I've heard it's free. I've heard people say many different things. So I finally spoke to someone. I read online the other day, but today I finally spoke to someone before I made the video, and I'm like, here's the deal. Like, and what's the deal? Wheelchairs are free. You also can ask for help. So with me, I have to take this bag with me, the one we just looked at. Yes, it's on wheels, but it's not on 4 wheels, which means you would have to like drag it, and that's going to suck. I can do it. I would probably like hold it between my legs and then roll myself in the wheelchair. So I asked for TSA help, and they said, okay, well, this is how much it is. And when I mentioned the wheelchair, she goes, oh, well, we'll do TSA Cares. You don't have to pay for it. It's different. It's made for those with disabilities. It's the same concept, besides it's free. And I'm like, oh, okay, perfect, because I have no money. And it's called TSA Cares and not TSA. Those are 2 different things. And like I said, for disabilities. So basically, she already put it in the system, so when I get there, it'll pop up like a red flag, like TSA Cares. So somebody will help me with my chair and my bag. so I don't have to manually push myself. I don't have to use my smart drive. I will just be able to just relax, and they will take care of me and bring me through security and to my my airline, to my gate. Now when you go to through the security, you go through that extra TSA, but it's even an extra TSA. It's like go through your TSA line, but then they make you even go faster, because it's a process is longer. You know, TSA, you don't have to take out your liquids, you don't have to take out your laptop, you don't have to take off your shoes or belts. So I guess they kind of look through your stuff easier or faster in a different way, and they do it so you don't have to do all the work. TSA Cares is very similar, but longer, because they have to go through your medical supply stuff. They can't open anything. Like, they can open up like zippers, but they can't like open up like it's like if I had like feeds, they can't open up the feeds to see if it's something else, you know, and things like that. So basically they're gonna pull everything out, and hopefully I can put everything back in perfectly. And then, you know, I'm gonna be attached to my IV, so, you know, there's that. Thankfully there's nothing in here, but if I had a needle, that's that. I have a scissor in here, so it's a little bit more of a process. And then they'll check over my chair, make sure nothing's hidden, and they'll take me. So, so that's what's nice. So I don't have to pay for your medical bag to go on the plane. Otherwise, it's $50, or $110 when you get to the door. So I would have to pay for it now. But it's a medical bag. She goes, there cannot be one thing that is personal, otherwise you'll have to charge, or just take it out and put it in your other bag. So everything in here has to have some sort of point of being medical. So yeah, so that's the process. So I get there probably a little bit earlier than normal, because the process is a little bit longer, going through all my stuff. And then from there they bring me to the gate. I will actually be able to use my chair through like that weird movable hallway that they have that takes you to the plane. And you know, when you get to the plane and you're like waiting and you're at that entryway where it's like you're in the hallway and it's freezing or hot, and then boom, you're in the plane. There's always like that door, and you normally see like other bags where people, when the people are, you know, the intercom saying, can anybody offer to take something off of the plane and put it under, we'll do it free of charge because we don't have any room, etc. So they put some stuff there, and a lot of like medical stuff is there, like wheelchairs and canes, and then children's what do you call it, stroller, that's it. And then the stroller. So basically I would go in there with my chair and then leave it, and then I'd walk myself to my seat, and then they'd put it under the plane, and then when I get out it will already be there, and I can just sit down and then make my way back, and there will be someone there to help me again to take me to baggage claim. So that's the process. Anyway guys, I'm gonna go. And the next time I see you guys will be Monday, when I'm going to Florida. So everybody stay zebra strong, and I will see you next time.